Recording now. So we're here, final session. All right, final session on the final night of our Massive Momentum Boot Camp. Woo! Yeah, we were joking about it. But like, you're like the ones in the military camp. Like my nephew, when he went through the Marines, you're still standing at the end of boot camp. So yay, because you guys have been flexing some new muscles. A lot of you guys got out there, did Facebook Lives and things you've never done before. So thank you for being a part of this. Hopefully you've seen the growth. The growth really happens in you, and then it's reflected in your business. So that's what so much of this is about, why we spent so many weeks talking about your mindset, your energy, self-care, all those things, because that really who you are and what you're bringing to this business is what ultimately shows up as a rank. So this is our next group, which is the group that wants to grow to FIBC and beyond. And Meg, you just want to take a little time, make sure we're all on the same page about what this even means.
Yeah, absolutely. So growing to FIBC is growing to fully integrated business coach. Basically, what that means is you are helping at least 5 people help at least 5 people, right? So you are a business coach. It also means that you have $6,000 in frontline volume, and then also means that you have a group volume of at least 15,000. So those are the requirements to be a FIBC or a fully integrated business coach. And the really cool thing about reaching FIBC is you get to be a part of really cool parties when you go to convention. They bring all the top leaders, like all, the integrated presidentials and the presidential, like all the people that do all the calls. You get to be at the party with them, and there aren't very many people at these parties. So you get one-on-one time. You get to go ask them your questions, and that's really what they design these parties for. So, and do kind of fun things too. But it is a great thing to strive towards becoming a FIBC. It gives you some stability in your business. When you have 5 senior coach teams, at least 5 senior coach teams, you kind of know you get stability in terms of what your income is, right? Like we know FIBCs typically make, between $5,000 to $5,500 a month is about what you make when you're an FIBC, right? Which, hello.
$60,000. Yeah, $60,000 a year.
That's pretty amazing, for your health coaching business, right? Like that blows my mind. And it's really cool because we're going to give you the tools and the tips in order to, and the steps to take in order to make that happen tonight. So
we've the couple of things, and we want to be able to allow time on this call to talk about maybe what is going well and maybe what is hard for you moving to this next level. So we're going to go pretty quickly through these steps because I don't think any of this is going to be new information for you. When we're growing to a rank like FIBC, I think sometimes it's like we know what to do. It's either we're having trouble getting ourselves to do it, or maybe there's a gap in our skill or a concept or something that is maybe holding us back. But the first step is, we really want to, if you're not at a sustainable $6,000 frontline volume yet, you want to be continuing to grow that by continuing doing your 333 on social media, making sure that you're doing that you're asking your clients for referrals, and bottom line, you just want to be fired up about Optavia. You want to be fired up on your own health journey. You want to be in alignment and integrity. With that, there's just a natural correlation and a magnet to where you are in your health and what's going on with your business. But just be on fire for sharing the program with people.
I love that. I was talking to a client a couple of days ago about the potential of becoming a coach. She wasn't ready. She told me no. By the way, that happens a lot. But anyways, and I asked her, so what are you saying to people when they ask you what you're doing? And she was like, well, I'm saying, I've started this program. It's really expensive. Do they want some information? And I was like, okay, welcome to like what not to do, right? And I said, I got to be honest with you. If I was one of those people and needed to lose weight and felt stuck, I don't know that I would have moved forward in my health because I don't have a lot of extra money. Like I don't have money for something that's expensive, right? So I just shared, I said, you know what? I was stuck And I probably would have stood on the street corner naked if I knew I could lose 30 pounds in 10 weeks, and what I know is this program works. I lost 30 pounds in 10 weeks. I changed my life. I got control over my habits, and I've maintained my weight loss. And so I think it's just in how we phrase things and the heart that we have. And y'all, if your personal health isn't in check, and if you are tired and you are strung out and you're not making time for your unscheduled time to just bring it down a notch, be able to breathe, you're not going to have that energy that we spent a lot of time talking about in this boot camp. You're not going to have that energy to pour into other people. You're not going to be able to be excited. I was doing jumping jacks before we started this call because I was trying to bring y'all some energy, right? Because I wanted to bring you my best. So figure out what it looks like for you to bring your best to those people. And that's really how you're going to grow a business, like the integrated business. And you probably, you've been on these calls, what to do in order to grow that frontline volume of 6,000. We want to do those posts. We want to ask for those referrals and really just be fired up. And then we've got 5 steps for becoming an E that we went over with our prior group. You probably already know what they are, but we'll send those out to you. Basically, serve your clients well, right? We're going to give you tips on how to do that and actual tools, things to use, emails that you can send out to people. Ask for referrals, get integrated, be on that call on Monday nights. The Monday night calls are gold. Posting frequently, scheduling your health assessments, doing the map every month, doing that daily quadrant journal. Those are the tips that are going to move you forward, right? Like being intentional. We all have things that we can do, but we also have an opportunity to be intentional with our time, to move your business forward. Dee, do you want to take it from here?
Yeah, I think the next thing we're going to talk about is about sponsoring, right? It's to grow to FIBC. It is about adding coaches, and just for lack of a better word, we have to just get out of our own way with that. Does anybody feel uncomfortable talking about the business, uncertainty about bringing them on? Can we help them reach senior coach beyond? If that is underlying in there, that uncertainty, please work with your coach on working through that. Know that your coach will work with you on onboarding and getting a coach started. But let's not be the obstacle that is preventing somebody else from this opportunity, and the obstacle that's preventing you from getting to where you want to be. And most often what I find is when we're growing to this FIBC level, it's very often and it's not easy, guys. I mean, this is a skill. This is probably one of the biggest growths in Optavia, is making this next transition to FIBC, because you are truly stepping into a business coach role, right? If you have 5 senior coaches, you probably have at least 8 to 10 coaches on your team, because I'd say 50% of coaches that come on actually become senior coaches. So, this means you are sponsoring frequently. You're talking about it all the time, and you're sponsoring often. So I think that is that's how we got to be. It's got to be how we show up. Did you guys remember? Did you do your card or write down your energy? Do you remember that conversation? Do you remember that conversation? I see some yeses and some nos when we talked about energy, and we said when you think about your next level. Are you guys still there? I lost you on my screen.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. I guess I'll just talk to a white screen. This is kind of weird. Hold on.
And I'll
there
just
we are. All right, there we are.
I wrote mine on my Optavia notebook. So I always see it. So my 5 things are always right there. So write them, put them on your refrigerator, put them in your car. Today I was like, Meg, are you being fun? Are you being peaceful? Are you living these out? Because having that energy makes such a difference with people.
It really does. It makes a difference in the energy, you know, what you're doing. And sometimes we forget that. We get back to, I have to become a coach. I have FIBC. I have to offer sponsoring. I have to. But how do you want that to feel? How do you want that energy to be? How do you want those conversations to go? And the reality is all of this, I mean, it really, it's at every level. It's with offering the program and offering coaching. This is 100% about truly connecting with other people. You know, I think sometimes we enter these conversations because we want them to become a coach because we need another coach, right? Or we need coaches. But this is about them, you know, and when we want to be able to listen, have conversations, listen, and present coaching as a solution, you know. I'm not sure if I shared it with this group, but one of the best things I heard in just the really recent past was it was a screenshot somebody had shared of I guess I don't know why it was in a text, but it was on another team. But the person that had, I don't know why, they had said something to their coach about how busy they were or something, and the coach said, "I think it's a good time for us to revisit the topic of coaching." And the person wrote back and said, "Did you not hear me? I'm drowning over here. I'm so busy." And the coach said, "I'm offering you your life raft. When do you want to schedule that conversation?" And they scheduled the conversation. So, you know, I would think of how many times I would have walked away from that. Like, they are too busy. How would they be able to do this? You know, but we are not necessarily just offering them another thing to do. We're offering something that could absolutely change their lives. So we definitely want to have some, make sure we've got the energy for that. And that's where we're going to bring it. You know, it's all in with that. And what Meg said, doing that daily quadrant of every day, having activity in those categories, especially coach acquisition. And that would mean every day you are having a conversation or dripping or having a coach explore or doing something in that category.
And that also means, by the way, that every day you're probably being told no, because I got told no twice today, 2 times. I didn't get told yes at all. And that's okay. You're going to have days like that. And listen, you may have days that you hear 2 yeses, but you're probably going to hear a no every day if you're doing doing work on coach acquisition. It is normal. I told Dino 6 or 7, maybe 8 times. I'm not sure. You probably, if you're one of my coaches, you probably told me no that many times, if not more. So we've got to just keep following up with people. And then once we have a coach, right, when somebody says yes, let's steward them well. Let's show them, because becoming a FIBC is all about building this team, right? Like, we want to help at least 5 people get to senior coach. And as they start, most of them aren't going to know what that means. So it's our job to equip them and inspire them and awaken them to their own potential and make it sound easy, y'all, because all it is helping 5 people get healthy. And everybody has time to help 5 people get healthy. I don't care how busy you are. You can help 5 people get healthy, right? And so sometimes, you know, you got people right on the cusp, right? They might have 3 clients. Well, y'all, that's just 2 clients away. And it's the 15th. So I would shoot them a text, get on your weekly call with them and say, "Hey, Sally, did you know you're only 2 clients away from making senior coach?" And if you make senior coach, if it's her first month, you know, I would tell her how much money she'll make, how much more money if you help 2 more people, and then do that calculation for her. Like, I had a person who was 1 client away from getting her cab. And so I said, "You want to help 1 more person this month and make $160 extra? Let's do that," right? So whatever it is, that's a great way that we can lead them, because a lot of times people don't know. And the idea of becoming senior coach sounds hard. So if we can make it sound easy, like, it's just 2.5 people, right? Like, who do we know that needs to get healthy? This world is crawling with millions of people who are stuck and powerless and falling asleep with tears on their cheeks. They don't like how they feel. And y'all, this is the life raft. We got this. So making it easy for your coaches to do that, and also getting them integrated. You've got coaches, ask them, are they on the Monday night calls? Do they know about them? I started texting everybody before the Monday night calls with the links. Like, just click these links. I know Dee posts them.
But attendance went way up when you took the time to do that. Attendance from your team.
For sure. Yeah, at the beginning I was like, well, they're in Facebook, so they can click on them if they want to. You know, like, I don't want to pester them. But then nobody was showing up. And Dee was like, well, nobody's showing up. What can you do? So send them an email. Make it a priority. There's probably things that you can do to help people get more integrated. So working with your business coach on that can be really helpful.
So yeah, definitely integrating your coaches. So, some of us have coaches, some of us don't yet. I love what you said, Craig, that initially, kind of crossing that hump of actually having your first client coaches join your team was hard. But then once you got them on, you were like, okay, I got this. So that is awesome. And Debbie, I saw your comment that you said you got some people that are right there. And then you also followed with that you said no 10 times. So just think of those people that they are your Debbie Johnsons right now, right? Like they're your Debbies. They're almost there. So it's just a matter of having more people that we say yes. And I find that my coaches kind of come in seasons. It's like I'll talk about it a lot, and I'll be like a lot of no, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, oh my gosh, 3 are ready right now. It's like, couldn't you space this out? This would be a little easier. But they just, it'll kind of go in waves, but it only happens from those consistent, having a lot of conversations. So very good around that. And so integrate your, there's really 3 levels of integration that are going to make a difference that are really non-negotiable at this level of business that you're creating. Number 1, you're going to be integrated yourself, right? So we are on point with our health. We're on point with our own health journey. If we're struggling in that area, work with your health coach, revisit your why. Always a direct correlation with our health and our business. We are participating in the client group, in our Eat, Live, and Be Optavia group. We are actively participating. That is a breeding ground, guys. Your coaches are in there. Your clients are your potential coaches. 80 to 85% of our coaches come from clients. So they're in there. So we want to be integrating. I noticed the other day that our participation is not you. It's not one single person on this, but this as a group. I looked at our participation on the Summer Slim Down, and there was a day that like one person had commented on one thing. There were like 30 client comments from clients and only one. And I am busy and you're busy. But in order to truly grow a business, we've got to be invested and spend a little bit of time, in there, being on the weekly calls, the Monday night calls yourself, getting, talking to your clients about being involved in the Eat, Live, and Be Optavia page, the education, the Monday night celebration, that first Monday night call. Those are the kinds of things that the more we integrate our clients, the more fired up they're going to be about Optavia, and the easier those conversations are going to be about coaching, and the more that they would want to be a part of it. So integration on every level is just an integral part of growing a business. Being at convention yourself, talk to your coaches. Now, here's what I'm telling you. When you're going to FIBC, going to an event, like we've got an event on June 15th in Atlanta, events no longer about you attending. It's like, it's a given, right? It's a non-negotiable. You're there, and it becomes about who are you bringing with you, right? Who are you bringing with you? Because you can bring clients to convention. You want to have any coaches on your team. You want to be talking and having them there with you too, so that they capture the vision. You want to be using local events to be able to invite candidates to, so that they can see it. So that's what these events are for, about bringing it. It becomes at this level, when you are sharing the business and all of that, like this, it's Optavia is no longer about you. It's about who can you bring and introduce to it. Meg, can you add on to that?
Yeah, I'm pumped about convention. Convention's just fun. So I love it. It's cool. We get to taste some of the new products for the first time, which I think is super fun, and hear about it a lot of times. They announce those things at convention. So that's great. And it's just special being around Dr. A and the leaders and seeing things happen in real life. It's one thing on a screen, but when you are in the present, it's just so cool. So really hope that y'all will come and hang out with us. I was hesitant last year, and it blew me out of the water. I was like, what? This thing is awesome. Everybody needs to come. So I can't wait to hang out with everybody there and just have fun. And as FIBCs and as EDs, you get acknowledged there, which is also really fun. But I think one thing, one big tip that we really wanted to leave you with is always, and we've mentioned this a couple of times, but always stay in integrity with your health, right? Because when you're in integrity of your health, you're going to see that ripple effect in your business. I see it in my health all the time, right? It just is always there. So just strongly suggest that for you and for the coaches that you're working with. your whole organization. Dee, do you want to open it up to, because we know their fears, right? I mean, that the term FIBC is scary. Sponsoring, we've seen a couple of fears here in the chat. We want to open it up to kind of hear more about what those fears are and kind of work through them.
Yeah, I think that it would be a really good idea, because I think we talked about at the beginning that, so often, like, I don't think we've shared anything earth shattering here. Maybe, right? There might have been a few things that you were like, oh, I probably need to be doing that. But it wasn't anything new. It's just a matter of we need to do. The one thing I think I was just going to add, we talked about integration. If you have not ordered the new Habits of Health 2.0, go ahead and get that. And the life book, you guys, I don't know if you've had the life book. The life book is how you rewrite your story for the next year. This is what our clients will be doing. We're rewriting our story. So think about it. You're going to rewrite your story from your health and your business, right? And within Optavia. So I would get this, I would get it and just start, this is your day, like, right? Just start your new journey with that. But who would like to just go first and kind of just share about where you are in your business and what you would like some help with?
Greg, you mentioned feeling, or no, was it you that you said that you were feeling more insecure about mentioning it after hearing no? Mentioning coaching? You want to come off mute and kind of share what you meant by that?
Okay. So I kind of got my two coaches that I have now, and kind of like what Dee said, in a quick, like, short time, and I haven't gotten any new coaches since then. And I do feel like I'm inconsistent with bringing it up with people. I try to bring it up at least every other week with the 4 or 5 people I have in my head as potential coaches. But if it's the week where I hear one of them say, I don't really think that's up my alley right now, or I don't really think I have time for that, I sometimes wait a little bit longer to bring it up again. Just because I'm nervous to I guess not to be rejected, but just to feel awkward about our future conversations, or even stuck in the middle of that conversation. Like, what do I say next? They just said no, and it was really uncomfortable. So that's kind of where I am with that fear.
Thank you for sharing that. Dee, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a reinforcement, Craig, that we want to be talking to lots of different people, right? Because with these individuals, we don't know. I mean, statistically, one out of every 5 becomes a client. That's the statistics. One out of every 5 clients becomes a coach. That's the average on it, and so the one thing I can say is that we want to be objective to everybody that we're looking at, right? Like, who we think might be the best coach, it might not be the best fit for them. So we do want to be talking to enough people. And I think with that gap, I mean, I think you do have to trust your intuition that, if somebody told you no this week, like, to go back next week and go like, are you ready yet? Did you think about it? Are you ready yet? Like, that might not be it, but I would keep the relationship going, keep you care about them, right? So you're just asking about different things in their life. How are they doing? And then you're waiting for the next opportunity. Remember, coaching is usually about filling a need for somebody. So if they're struggling on the program, or they're getting close to transition, it's another time to bring it up. Okay, you're getting close. I know we talked about coaching and you initially said it wasn't for you, but can we just revisit that for a minute to talk about why it might be something at this point you want to consider? So it's just, everything is in their best interest about, like, this is why I'm bringing it up. And that's what I tell my clients. Like, my role as your coach is that my role is to direct you to what I know is going to serve you best, especially for your long-term maintenance on the program, et cetera. For most people, that's not enough of a driver, because then in their head, they think, oh, I got this. So listening for those other needs, the person who is overworked, the person, stay-at-home mom who could use some additional income or some adult interaction, those sort of things, but is usually what's going to be it. But we do bring it up again, but you use use your intuition, but it does, no just means not yet. So not never. So we definitely want to bring it up at some point.
Thank you.
And
I like what you said about that.
Thank you.
Wanting a need, looking for a need.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's good too to not make somebody feel awkward. Like when they say no, like I say, listen, I get it. That's okay. But is it okay if I check back with you and, when it's on my heart? And they say, yeah, that's okay. We don't want to pressure or strong arm anybody into becoming a coach, right? They got to be ready. But I think it's just how we position it. And if they're not ready, it's okay. I'm going to check back with you later when it's, and it's not any indication of me, it's them and they're not being ready. So when I had that shift, it helped me offer it more. Like, okay, they're just not ready. I'm gonna check again. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Thanks, Craig, for being brave and sharing that with everybody.
And one thing I kind of do is I've been doing this most recently is that I'll posture with it. I'll be like, you know what, it's okay. I get it, but I'll say, you know what, but a lot of times just be aware. A lot of times this happens organically. Somebody's going to show up in your life that's asking about the program or that's going to notice you. And let's just keep our minds open because it's probably going to happen that somebody's going to come into your life that you're going to want to help. And so I turn it back to a positive, like you're going to probably want to do this, even though they're thinking, no, there's no way. But I put it back in terms of how they could help somebody that they cared about.
One more thing on that topic is that when I talk to people, I say, look, I'm not saying do what I do and make this your thing. But we do know that people have, 5 times the success rate of getting to their goal and maintaining it when they are coaching other people, because somehow when you turn, right now you're just getting support. You're getting it from me and from nutrition support and from your fellow people and all, it's coming to you. But somehow when you turn it upside down and now you're giving support, it solidifies what you're doing. So you're probably going to at some point hit a place where you've got people in your world who want to know what you're doing and they probably would want you to be their guide. So even if you were to coach, like 5, 6, 7 people and be done with it, that still solidifies your position and your health better than if you don't end up coaching other people. So we'll just talk about it some other time, but that I do bring that up too.
That was awesome, Debbie. I'm here as your business coach thinking I'm loving the confidence, the way that you are sharing and talking about that. That's a shift I even hear in you. So really, really great the way that you posture that. Thank you.
So I have something to say. So, this is such a gift that we have, and I know that. And I do know I have some coaches that are on fire, and I have some coaches that it's like pulling teeth. And I got to realize that's not what I'm looking for. So, when I'm putting it out there and I'm talking to people, I'm getting that sense of where they're coming from. And if they're not ready, I'm not ready to pull teeth. But, I've got, and like last week or so, I wasn't feeling good, and you have to have that energy and everything. And there's like my things are I have fun, I want to be joyful, my excitement, powerful, intentional. I've got it, I get it. But as far as asking, I had two calls with UD, and someone, they're just not ready. One canceled, and when they're ready, I'm here for them. But it's very hard for the ones that you have to drag along, and I don't want to do that. I want someone that's not what I got. And they're out there, and we have such a gift to give. I'm not afraid. This is the best gift that I can give somebody after their weight loss, and this financially, I mean, it's crazy. So
that's so helpful. You've got such a good point. Like, we're not bringing on coaches just to bring on coaches, right? Like, I'll tell you what, there's nothing more disheartening than to bring on somebody that does absolutely nothing, And I'm telling you, I can turn it on. I could probably talk anybody into, to doing it. But if it's not in their best interest and they don't, it's not, that's where the conversation with Craig is just coming from our heart. How does it, fuel them? What can it do for them? And we're looking for those that want it. And we have to awaken them. So sometimes, there's that fine line of we're awakening them to what's possible, but looking for the right people is so important.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? Do you just let them be if they come on and they're excited and they're just gone? Do you just, and you've tried and tried and tried and tried to encourage them, do you just stop at some point and touch base with them periodically, or do you continue to try to bring them in?
I think the most courageous thing to do after a certain amount of time is just to have a conversation about it. And just, let's say it was me and you, Shauna, and I, just have a conversation and just say, hey, when we talked about coaching and you became a coach, can you just remind me why you made that decision? What were you hoping for? What were you thinking? Is that something that you still want? Do you want me to continue to try to help you to support this, or, where are you with this? And let's just find out where they are, and again, then meet them where they are. There are, the top leader in the company. I mean, they gave an example on boot camp the other night, Dan Valentine, took him a while to order his food. Then his food sat for, several weeks before he even opened it. Terry Miller, who is, probably has the largest organization in this company. She sat on her health coach kit for 8 months and did nothing with it. I just had a coach reactivate with theirs. It shocked me that she was ready to go. I think Meg did as well. So we do stay in touch, but we just have to be patient with them.
Yeah, we don't want to drag anybody, right? Like the puppy, there's like a video I sent to Dee. It was like a puppy upside down. The person's like dragging them and they're like, all over the floor target. We don't want that. We want to awaken people, right? And help them help other people, but they've got to be ready. And if they're not ready, then don't take it personally. Let's just find the ones that are ready. It's just like clients, right? We all get those clients that's like, we're saying all the things and all the things aren't happening, right? They're just not ready. They'll come back when they are. So having that freedom, and it's hard and disheartening and frustrating at times, but just remember your wins, right? Like I have a list of all the things that get me fired up out of bed, and Kristen Cotter on this call, she's one of those things. When I think of her story and the change in her, and I'm always looking for my next Kristen Cotter, just like having those wins, when you've got clients that say, or coaches that say, oh my gosh, I was able to take my family to Disney World. Like that's a win, right? So like hold on to those little nuggets, because those sweet nuggets will get you through the drier seasons that are hard, or, when you've got that puppy upside down that you feel like you're pulling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that, and one thing this is just dawning on me is that as we're even starting with new coaches, that, kind of being crystal clear on helping them get clarity on their why are they doing this, or how can this help them? And, it's not that just like you can make $456 your first month, but tell me how that might help you. What would you, do with that? Because it's only by owning your own business, being vulnerable, starting to share that you're a health coach, especially if you're a person that has struggled with their weight all this, their life. Many of you guys have been in that position. That is not an easy place to be, to now say, hey, I'm now a health coach. So some people, that's a huge transition to cross over that line, to start to be vulnerable, to put yourself out there, to ask people would they want to do this with you. So the only thing that's really going to get them fired up to be able to walk through, just like you guys have walked through so much fear, to get to where you are right now, is that they've got to be clear on why they're doing it. So maybe, again, going back to what I answered you, Shauna, maybe I should have started with, let's go back to their why, or help maybe define a why with what they want. So I think that we need to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope this has been of value. I love this kind of conversation with you guys, and being able to talk this through. Meg, do you want to give kind of the wrap up, what we'd love for them to do as far as a wrap up for themselves and for us?
I do. And as we do that, if you're not doing a map to grow to FIBC, that's how you can break it down and make it so much easier. Y'all, because becoming a FIBC is you just need 5 senior coaches. So if you've got 1, that's awesome. You're 20% of the way there. 2, awesome. 40% of the way there. So just like you would do with your coaches to help show them how easy it is, do that with yourself. Okay, the goal is 5 FIBC or 5 senior coaches. How many do I got? Okay, I just need 3 more. And then start dreaming and thinking about those 3 that you're waiting on. They're there. It's not going to happen overnight. but that frequent action is going to put you into momentum, and it's going to allow you to help those people get started and for them to help other people. So wanted to mention that. Really wanted to thank y'all for being a part of tonight, for being a part of this boot camp the last few weeks. It's really been fun to see the differences in your business and just kind of what we've created here. So thanks for being a part of it. So we would ask as the assignment for tonight, of course, keep on doing those daily quadrant journals, keep doing the maps, all those things that we listed. We're going to email you what we kind of talked through, those tips. But we would love for you to go onto the Facebook group and do a 1 minute, 60-second Facebook Live and share your one takeaway from this boot camp. So what are you going to change? What are you going to do? What are you taking away from this? Maybe it was from tonight, maybe from the first night, whatever it is. We would love to hear from you, and listen, y'all, to the other people who are courageous enough to do a Facebook Live. And in our group, it's just 60 seconds. You're going to hear a lot of the tips and be reminded of things. So can't wait to hear everybody out and their tips and see your takeaways. Dee, you want to close this out?
Yeah, thank you guys for the Craig, great question. Do it in the boot camp, the Massive Momentum Boot Camp one, so the one that's specific to this group. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Every single one of you guys are invested. You've invested. You wouldn't be where you are right now by not investing in yourself, your personal growth, and investing in others. Keep doing that. I look at your faces. I see each one of you as fully capable of FIBC and beyond. And that's why Meg and I are investing in you, because we know it's possible for you. We are here to help you move through to your next level. So lean into your mentorship, lean into us. That boot camp will stay open. We can continue to correspond in there, as well as our regular coach group. So thanks for being a part of this. And we look forward to watching your Facebook Lives. Thanks, you guys.